Geobyte.
Hello friends, welcome to the Geobyte. In this video, let us discuss the solutions for the previous ESET exam problems given for strength of material. Dear friends, the each and every problem we are going to discuss are equally important, and hence my request is you please watch till the last problem. After listening all these problems, you practice with pen and paper. While you are practicing, if you find any doubt, you please send all your doubts to the Geobyte. Definitely, I will answer all your questions within 24 hours. Look at the very first problem. The very first problem is given like this. A 3 meters simply supported beam has a load of 60 newtons acting at a distance of 1 meter from the left hand support. Let me construct the beam, simply supported beam. Simply supported beam means the beam has two supports at its both ends. The length of the beam is given 3 meters. And it is given that 60 newtons load is acting at a distance of 1 meter from the left hand support. From the left hand support at a distance of 1 meter, 60 newtons load is acting. Okay. The shear force at a distance of 1 meter from the right hand support. Let me look at the point on the beam at a distance of 1 meter from the right support. So this may be the point where you are asked to find the shear force. Let that point is K. Let that point is K. Indirectly, you are asked to find the shear force at K is how much. That is the problem. Dear friends, let this is the state A, state B. Let RA be the reaction at A, RB be the reaction at B. First, let us find the RA, RB separately. You know RA equal to, remember this formula, RA equal to load into other side distance, load into other side distance. Load is 60 newtons. Other side distance means from load to B. From load to B, the load distance is 2 meters divided by total distance. Divided by total distance. This is the total distance. 1 minute. This is the total distance. So divided by 3. So it is equal to uh, 3 to 40 newtons. RA equal to 40 newtons, and the total load RA plus RB equal to 60 newtons. 60 newtons. Then what is the RB? RB equal to 60 minus RA is equal to 60 minus 40 equal to 20 newtons. This is the one way for deciding the RB. The other way is alternate method. Alternate method. Alternate method for B. Method for RB. RB. RB equal to load into, what is the load? Load is 60 newtons. 60 newton multiplied by this distance from load to the distance up to A. That load into 1 meter. 60 into other side distance means 1 meter divided by total distance 3. 60 by 3 equal to 20 newtons. That is how you can decide the RA, RB. Anyhow, here RB equal to 20 newtons, RA equal to 40 newtons. Then what is the shear force at K? Shear force at K equal to, shear force at K equal to, what is the load at K? Load at K is 0. Load at K is 0. And before K, RB is there. RB plus load at K. Load at K. RB is 20. Load at K is 0. There is no load at K. Therefore, the shear force at K equal to 20 newtons. 20 newtons. Therefore, option is, look at the options. 20 newtons. Option D is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly understood the problem. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the second problem. What are the values of reactions R1 and R2 at the supports? Look at the R1. R1 is the reaction at the left support. R2 be the reaction at the right support. And the load is acting somewhere here. Angles are given. Dear friends, for finding the R1, R2, you need to decide at what distance that load is acting, either from left support or right support. Given that left support is 1, right support is 2, then that load is acting at a point K on the beam from the left support or right support. For that, or for finding the R1, R2 separately, you need to find the distance from 1 to K is how much? Let us find the distance from 1 to K first. For that, let us assume the distance from 1 to K is x. Then the distance from 2 to K is 5 minus x. 5 minus x. Let us take the right angle triangle 1KL. From the right angle triangle 1KL, for the triangle tan 60 degrees equal to LK divided by x. From this LK equal to x tan 60. Similarly, from the other triangle, that is for the triangle 2KL, tan 30 equal to LK by 5 minus x. 5 minus x. From this I can write LK equal to 5 minus x into tan 30. Now let us assume this is the equation 1, equation 2. From 1 and 2, from the equations 1 and 2, LHs are equal. You can equate the RHS. X tan 60 equal to 5 minus x tan 30 can be expanded like this. 5 into tan 30 minus x tan 30 degrees. This is degrees. Therefore, x tan 60 degrees plus x tan 30 degrees is equal to 5 tan 30 degrees. From this, let me write the x outside. Tan 60 plus tan 30 is equal to 5 tan 30 degrees. Therefore, the x equal to 5 tan 30 degrees divided by tan 60 degrees plus tan 30 degrees. You simplify this value for getting the x is approximately 1.25 meters. So it means indirectly, let us go back to the problem. The 2k distance is 1.25 meters. Then 2k distance, the 2k distance equal to 5 minus 1.25, 3.75 meters. 3.75 meters. Now let us reconstruct the beam like this. This is the beam. The distance between the two supports is 5 meters. This is the support 1 where the reaction is R1. Support 2, the reaction is R2. The load is acting. How much load is acting? Should be very careful. The load is 8 newtons. The load is 8 newtons. Is acting at a distance of 1.25 meters from the support to 1 and 3.75 meters from the support to 2. For this beam, you need to find the R1, R2 separately. How do you find the R1? R1 equal to load into the other side distance. Other side distance means distance from, this is the K, distance from K2 divided by distance from 1 to 2. It is 8 into 3.75 divided by 5. I got the R1 is equal to 6 newtons. If R1 equal to 6 newtons, what is the R1 plus R2? R1 plus R2 equal to 8 newtons. Then R2 equal to 8 minus R1 equal to 8 minus 6 equal to 2 newtons. So R1 equal to 6 newtons, R2 equal to 2 newtons. R2 can also be found like this. R2 equal to load into the distance from K to 1. The distance from K to 1 is 1.25 divided by whole distance 5. So 8 into 1.25, 10. 10 divided by 5 equal to 2 newtons. You can find either ways. So anyhow, R1 equal to 6 newtons, R2 equal to 2 newtons. Now let us go back to our options. Look at the first option. R1 equal to 6 newton, R2 equal to 2 newton. Therefore option A itself is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the third problem. A spring of length is 200 mm. The length of the spring, that is the initial length of the spring, Li equal to 200 millimeters. Stiffness K equal to 10 Newton per millimeter. Stiffness K equal to 10 Newton per millimeter. And it is deflected by load from 200 mm to 220 mm. The final length of the spring is given. Final length of the spring is 220 mm. Final length of the spring is 220 mm. You are asked to find the work done by the spring in joule. Work done is how much? Work done equal to how much in joules? That is the problem. You know, deflection of the spring deflection of spring. Let the deflection of the spring is delta. Delta equal to final length minus initial length equal to 220 minus 200. It is equal to 20 millimeters. That is the deflection. Then stiffness K equal to force divided by deflection. Force divided by deflection. From this the force equal to deflection multiplied by stiffness. Stiffness multiplied by deflection. Here stiffness is how much? 10 multiplied by deflection is 20 equal to 200 newtons. 200 newtons. Now come to the work done. Work done equal to force multiplied by the deflection of the spring. Deflection of spring. It is equal to, the force is 200 into deflection is 20. It is equal to 4000 Newton meter. But the answer is asked in joules. Joule means 1 joule equal to 1 Newton meter. But here you got Newton mm value. This is a Newton mm, printing mistake. You should be very careful. Newton mm. To convert from Newton mm to Newton meter, dividing by 1000 to get Newton meter. It is 4 Newton meter is also called joule. That is the work done. 4 joules. Look at the options. Look at the option A. Option A itself is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly got my point. Let us go for the fourth problem. Look at the fourth problem. It is asked in 1996. Look at the fourth problem. A 400 mm length steel bar. The length of the steel bar L equal to 400 millimeters. Subjected to tensile test by applying load. The tensile stress developed in the bar is 500 Newton per mm square. The tensile stress, let that is sigma, equal to 500 Newton per millimeter square. The elongation of the bar would be, you are asked to find the elongation, means change in length equal to how much. And it is given Young's modulus E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Young's modulus E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per millimeter square. You are asked to find the delta L, that is the change in length. Elongation or extension or change in length. Delta L equal to general formula PL by AE. But P by A, load by area, equal to stress sigma. Therefore, the P by A you can write as sigma. It is equal to what? Sigma L by E. Sigma is how much? 500. Length is given 400. Divided by E, 2 into 10 power 5. It is equal to 5 4 20. 20 0 0 0 0 divided by 2 into 10 power 5 equal to 2 0 0 0 0. These are cancelled. Finally 2 by 2 equal to 1 mm. So that is the change in length of the member, 1 mm. Look at the option D. Option D is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the Fifth problem, it is asked in 1997. The tensile stress in the bar of 7 mm diameter when it is subjected to a tensile force 385 newtons is, it is given that tensile force is equal to 385 newtons and the diameter of rod equal to 7 mm. This load generally marked as P, diameter is marked as D. You are asked to find what? Tensile stress. Tensile stress. The tensile stress sigma equal to load tensile force divided by area of cross section. Your area of cross section equal to pi by 4 into d square in millimeter square. It is equal to tensile force 385 divided by pi by 4 into d 7 whole square. You simplify this value for getting the tensile stress approximately 10 Newton per millimeter square. So that is the tensile stress developed in the rod, 10 Newton per mm square. Look at the option B. Option B itself is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the sixth problem. If the Poisson's ratio of material is 0.3, Poisson's ratio may be denoted by 1 by m equal to 0.3. Okay. Then the ratio between the Young's modulus and the rigidity modulus. You know, Young's modulus is E, rigidity modulus is G. E by G equal to how much? You know, the relation between the E and G, relation between Young's modulus and shear modulus is E equal to 2G into 1 plus 1 by m. From this, Young's modulus divided by the shear modulus equal to 2 into 1 plus 1 by m. It is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1 by m is given 0.3. It is equal to 2 into 1.3 is equal to 2.6. Since Young's modulus and shear modulus both are maintaining the same units, that ratio does not have any units. So it has no units. Therefore, look at the option B. Option B is the absolute correct answer. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the seventh problem asked in 2009. If equal and opposite forces act on a bar subjected to elongate it, the stress developed is, the forces are acting on the bar like this. This is the bar. This may be the axis of the bar. With respect to the axis, the load may be acting like this. Let this is the 10 kilonewton. The same magnitude of load is acting on the other end, 10 kilonewton. So this is the tensile force. It is subjected to tensile force. Because of the tensile force only, body is going to elongate. Elongate means it is extending. It is clearly given. if equal and opposite forces act on a bar subjected to elongate. For having the elongation, the load must be acting away from the ends. So because of this tensile load, the stress developed is called tensile stress. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct answer. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the eighth problem. Hoop stress is a, it is asked in 2010. Remember, hoop stress is also called circumferential stress. Hoop stress is also called circumferential stress. This hoop stress or circumferential stress is coming under tensile stress. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct answer. This is a very important problem. Let me mark 5-star problem. 5-star problem means the most expected problem in the competitive exams. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the ninth problem. A stretched spring possesses the energy in the form of strain energy. The energy stored in the spring during its elastic deformation is called strain energy. The energy stored in the spring during elastic deformation is called strain energy. That strain energy may be denoted by U equal to sigma square by 2E into AL. That is the formula to find the strain energy, where sigma equal to stress developed, E equal to Young's modulus, A equal to area of cross section, L equal to length. Anyhow, the energy stored in the spring is called strain energy. Option B is absolutely correct. Let us go for the last problem. The last problem is, look at the last problem. The breaking stress is remember, the breaking stress is less than the ultimate stress. Therefore, option A itself is absolutely correct. It is like this. If you look the stress strain diagram, stress versus strain, for the mild steel, it comes like this. So this may be the breaking point. This is the breaking point. This is the ultimate stress point. At that ultimate stress point, what is the stress? That is the K. The stress at the ultimate stress point is sigma K. This is the breaking point. Let this is the L equal to breaking point. At the breaking point, the stress is called breaking stress. The breaking stress is sigma L. From that, the sigma L is less than the ultimate stress. The breaking stress, it is given, okay, breaking stress is less than, so conclusion is breaking stress is less than ultimate stress. I hope all of you clearly understood. Option A, already marked, option A is absolutely correct. With this problem, my dear friends, I am concluding this video. In the next video, we will discuss some more problems which were given in the previous ESET exams. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel called GeoByte. Don't forget to send your doubts to the GeoByte if you have any for the strength of material. Thank you once again. Have a great day.
GeoByte.